In today's video, what I want to show you is how to install Python so that we can get started our journey into learning AI, machine learning, large language models, etc. I'm going to follow this installation where we are essentially going to install Python 3 3.12.3, which is the latest one at this time in which I'm recording this video. We are going to take care of adding it to the environment variables. We're going to take care of seeing how to add pip and how to make sure that the tools that we use do not conflict to each other. So let's get started. For the purpose of this project, what I have already installed is Python 3 3.12.3. That's a global installation that I did through brew.sh. In case you don't use it in your system, please add it. The instructions are super simple to follow, and then you will be able to just follow along the video. So what we do now, we're gonna use pyenv to install Python on our system. What is pyenv? Pyenv is a simple Python version management system, which allows us to essentially switch between multiple versions of Python. It's a Unix tool and follows the tradition of Unix of a single purpose tool that does just one thing but do it well. The project takes inspiration from projects like RBM, Ruby build, but has been adapted for use with Python. What we're able to do with Python is to change the global Python version on whatever version of Python we want to use. For example, 3.12.3 is the one I want to use, but if I want to use 3.10, is the one that I can also use. It can allow us to use Python on a different version of Python per project. It allows us to override the Python version with an environment variable that we can set, and there are commands for multiple Python versions per time. And for example, if we are Python developers, this is useful to test around different Python versions. Okay, and how is it different than installing it with Brew, for example, which is what I had when I started this video and I did this Python 3 command, is that it does not depend on Python itself. Pyenv is made for just shell scripts, so it doesn't need another version of Python to work. Alright, so now our pyenv install is complete. What we need to do is to set up the shell environment for pyenv. There are several instructions that you can follow on the pyenv website depending on which type of shell you use. In my case, I'm using ZSH, so I'm gonna follow this, gonna copy paste these 3 lines inside my command line. However, for bash, there are slightly different instructions in case that you use bashrc or if you have .profile, .bash profile. So you need just to follow those instructions depending on how your environment is set up. Basically, all you have to do, read these instructions and follow them. I'm gonna just take these 3 lines, I'm gonna copy paste in my terminal, and now what I should be able to see is that at the end of my zshrc file, which I have inside a .env folder, those lines are present. Okay, so as you can see, those lines have been added correctly, and if we have a look at the instructions once more, all we have to do is essentially to restart the shell or to source again the shell. So let's go ahead and do this. This one should be written also in the instructions in case you don't know how to do. By the way, here you can find the instructions for fish shell. Again, I don't have fish shell, I just use ZSH, so I just follow the first section. We restart our shell, open back the terminal. Okay, and now we should be able to use pyenv. And by the way, let's have an example in which we install another version of pyenv. Here with the magic of video editing, I'm gonna just skip the install part. Let's have a look at the documentation. How do we switch in between versions of Python? We have pyenv shell for changing the current shell session only. local, which sets the version for the directory in which we are, which is the second line. And then the last one is pyenv global, which is gonna allow us to set a global version across our user account. So when we are inside any of the directories that are not Python set up, the Python global version is the one that is used. Now, how to upgrade with brew is pyenv is gonna just be upgraded through the brew command. If you decided to install pyenv with something else such as the pyenv installer, then you just have to run pyenv update, or if you did it through git, you just have to do a git pull from wherever you installed pyenv. Alright, now our pyenv 3.10 has finished installing. Let's have a look at what we can do with pyenv and just a quick demo of how to use it. So we can list all the versions of pyenv by doing pyenv versions. It's gonna give me the 3.12, which is the first one I installed, the system one, that is the one defined in the pyenv versions, and 3.10.14. Now, how do I decide which one to use? It's simple. I just say pyenv global and then set 3.12.3, which is the one I want to use. And that's it. Now if I do python -- version, it's gonna be 3.12.3. It's no longer Python 3, which is what the one I had through brew. And now the last bit that we have to do, we have to take care, is pip. Actually, pip comes pre-installed. However, what you can actually do to double check is to follow the instructions to install pip on your version, and the command is python-m ensure pip, and then you give it the upgrade flag, and this is gonna just tell us that the requirement is already satisfied, therefore everything is ready to go to start our machine learning projects. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a thumb up and subscribe. See you on the next one. Bye bye.